So I see that there's going to be an iMac Pro. I know this is a kind of an old subject, but I just wanted to kind of touch on this a little bit. But the whole reason why they're introducing this is because they don't have a Mac Pro in ready, and they're just going to try to sell a bunch of these before that Mac Pro comes out, and hopefully people will buy this and then have to resell their Mac Pro or iMac Pro and then get a Mac Pro, or that the Mac Pro is going to be super small. I just have that feeling it's going to be a super small system. Um, or maybe they're going to do away with it. I just don't know. It looks like the RAM is upgradable. I was just looking at this a little bit ago. The RAMs looks like it's going to be upgradable. You can kind of tell right here. Um, they're definitely using some type of cooling system here to cool down the system. It's a Xenon processor. Let's just see how much an 18 core Xenon processor is going for on eBay. Now these are usually like for servers, and let's see how many cores that was. Let's go with an 18 core. So it's pretty expensive. It's about $650. That looks like it might be used. 8 core, 8 core. They got one here, version 2 or version 4. This looks like an older version. But whatever the case is, um, do I think there's going to be a market for that? I think there is. I see a lot of musicians using the iMac rather than a Mac Pro. Um, just that the iMacs, they seem to be updated more. They seem to support the new or the more newer OS is just coming out for them. Um, See, they're showing off the Final Cut stuff here. I have no doubt it's going to run Final Cut amazingly. But my problem is that they're going to come out with the Mac Pro and it's going to be, way better than this, whether it's bigger or smaller. But this isn't going to be cheap. To get it maxed out, it's probably going to cost about $10,000. Because everything from Apple's really high end. The only time I really see using an Apple computer is for Final Cut and for Logic Pro. Those are the only two softwares that I need and I use on a regular basis. Um, I do use other software like Samplitude and Cakewalk, um, but there's I they're just not as smooth and as flexible as Logic and Final Cut. Um, the version of Final Cut I use for PC is HitFilms 3, I think. I think it's HitFilms 3. It's the newest version. Let's see what version they have for HitFilms. I know it's not the newest version. It's not the 2017 version. It's the I think it's HitFilms Pro. I don't even think they have it on here anymore. and it just doesn't operate as smooth as you want it to. I mean, the 3D effects and everything like that, that you can do with Blender and so forth, so it's cross compatible. But I see that they're also advertising, it's going to be with this HTC Vive, and it's going to be 3D VR ready and stuff like that. But I really think that Apple's just tapping its or dipping its foot into the water, and I think they're going to come up with some type of glasses type scenario or hardware that it's going to be R or AR ready, a new product, because the iPhone is just constantly evolving, but it's not evolving the way it should be evolving, and it's just slowly evolving. And it's, you look at the old iPhone and you look at the new iPhone, and it's basically they just get a little bit bigger and maybe add a feature here and there, a little faster processor, and it's really nothing wow like when the original iPhone came out. I remember when the original iPhone came out, and it was really amazing. It was like that, getting that or a PS3, and I was like, man, that's a pretty good price, but I didn't understand subsidized policies back then. But whatever the case was, the iPhone really impressed me that you could go on the internet, you know, and have the internet in your pocket. That was a pretty neat concept. I know phones were doing it before, but not as slick and as smooth as the original iPhone. Um, I'm not. I will probably never get an iMac. I got an I or a MacBook, and I don't hardly ever use it. Um, I use the desktop stuff quite a bit, but I just don't see a need for this for me. It all depends on what the iMac or the Mac Pros, what they basically look like, and what how upgradable they are will dictate whether I get one or not, and whether just continue along down the PC, going down PC software and hardware. Um, I think 4 terabyte of SSD is going to be wow. That's really impressive. Um, the Thunderbolt C, I don't use any Thunderbolt stuff whatsoever, and I think maybe they're going to get on track with Thunderbolt C, USB C, um, card reader. So it's just going to be hard. It's just going to wait and see what the Mac Pro is going to be. I don't think you're going to hear anything about it until 2008. I think this is when it's going to be released. The iMac Pro. I think this is going to be released early 2018, and then after that, I see the Mac Pro coming out maybe 6 months after that. But the problem with the professional software is that they or professional hardware is that they don't really support it like they do with the consumer grade stuff. The iMacs, and the MacBooks. They constantly they push the MacBook Pros constantly, but they're updating. They're like only updating them. They update them constantly, but when it comes to the professional models like the Mac Pro, they just don't update that whatsoever, and they kind of misses and misses and misses. Like I got a 2008 Mac Pro, and and it doesn't support the latest operating system. And that's kind of what I'm meaning by them not supporting it. Um, but that's just what I think about the iMac Pro. I don't think I'm going to get one right off the gate. I'll wait till it definitely goes down in value before I pick one up, because I'm kind of a late adopter when it comes to Apple stuff. Get it while it's used and cheap,